Michael and I met in 1982 when he was choreographing a production of West Side Story, and I was playing Tony. I thought he was one of the nicest people and most talented people that I've ever met, and he told me of his dream to come back to his hometown of St. Louis, Kirkwood, Missouri, to open a theater company. And then one thing led to another. In 1987, we had our very first season at Stages.
I was one of these kids that liked to organize my neighbors and neighborhood kids around, and we would do backyard theatricals. We would hang up sheets and create a stage in the backyard. I met Jack in upstate New York almost 40 years ago. We were both interested in finding a way that the two of us could work together. It was a bunch of friends, it was a bunch of people with a common goal, and we had a lot of fun. We were literally painting scenery in the backyard. We were sewing costumes in my mother's basement. We were selling tickets out of the bedroom that I had used when I was a kid, still living in St. Louis.
I remember sitting in Michael and Jack's apartment years ago, and there were a group of actors putting addresses and stamps on envelopes, and we were stuffing envelopes and trying to get the word out about Stages St. Louis. And it has become this amazing theater that really is something to cherish.
The first production at Stages was Dames at Sea. I was kind of done with acting, but we really couldn't find someone for a role, so I actually took on a role at Dames at Sea, and it was opening a theater company and being in the first show. That was hard.
Jack and Michael created Stages 33 years ago with a vision to bring high-quality Broadway musical theater to St. Louis, and they accomplished it. Stages has been a gift to the St. Louis area. It brings education, outreach, and performance to the community to enrich all of our lives by bringing the art of musical theater to life.
It has literally been around my entire life. It's where I first saw my first musical theater production. It's where I fell in love with the arts. And it is truly rewarding to get to walk through this building and hear students singing, see them dancing, watch them grow in their acting scenes. And there is nothing that I would rather be doing than working here.
We very readily wanted to make the customer, the audience, the community a part of our vision. When we were looking at programming, one of the things that drove us was what did we believe our community was interested in at this point in time in that community's growth.
It's this magic that happens through a team, through a collaboration. Michael has a vision of what he wants. He works with the designers, the design team, they creates it. Jack pulls the right people together to make it happen. It's this amazing collaboration. And Michael and Jack have meticulously and carefully built that.
Jack had been wanting to get into producing on Broadway and hadn't taken that first step yet. I would venture to say that some of the Broadway productions have benefited as much from his experience that he's had with Stages than Stages has benefited from his experience on Broadway.
There's something about working in the Midwest, constantly mission-driven. You're driven by the heart and the passion of what you're doing. You're not driven by the dollar. And Jack has brought that sentimentality, that focus and mindset to a Broadway production. That's what's so fantastic, is seeing St. Louis represented in the national arts landscape and having Jack be a face for that. He's the perfect person to do it. He really is.
I look at what the impact that Michael and Jack have had on St. Louis and musical theater in general, but I kind of laugh when I think about it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, because I know they have a lot of lifetime and achievements ahead.
Moving into the Performing Arts Center, it's going to be complete in mid-2020. We'll move in 21. We will have a Broadway house to play in. Technically, it will be state-of-the-art. My dream would be just to do the best productions we possibly can on the main stage. I'm a black box kind of guy. I love a flexible space, and I know there's a lot of my my New York buddies that want us to use the space as a tryout for new works.
It's going to allow us to expand our vision and not have to worry about just how things fit on the stage, but to be as creative as our minds allow us to be.
I would like to thank the Arts and Education Council for this very prestigious award.
I am humbled and deeply honored with this award from the Arts and Education Council. Thank you.